So hi there, my name is Ruth, and in today's video we'll be talking about how you can be good with your money. I'm sure you came on the right video because we all need some tips of how to be great with our finances and how to take control over our money. So stay tuned because today you can make the changes. So the tips I'm going to share with you today are simple, but I would say that the reality of it is that even though these are very simple tips, they can be sometimes hard to follow. And there's so many reasons for that. It could be that in terms of your childhood, you wasn't exposed to financial literacy. It could be because you've been making so many bad mistakes with money in the past and your mind is just rewired to continually making those bad mistakes. But the great thing today is that even in 2021 or whenever you're watching this, we can rewire our brains and we can learn new things about money so that the practices we're making are changing and we can have good habits with money and we can be more better with money. So let's go straight into the video in sharing with you some tips of how to be good with your money. So step one. So a step in how to be good with your money is to basically live on less that you make. So this is basically, imagine you earn 20,000 a year. That could mean living on only 17k a year. In making those good habits to be good with your money, it's important to live less than you make. Sometimes we see money and we're like, yes, I'm going to spend it all. And then we get into this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. In order to be that person that you want to be and becoming more better with your money and becoming good with your money, you need to live on less than you make. So the second tip I'm going to be sharing with you is to live on a plan. There's that famous saying that says, if we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So it's so important for us in being good with our money to have plans and to set up a written budget. So in this case, in making that plan, have a written budget, have a budget that you know where it is, whether it be on an Excel sheet, have a budget. Budget yourself to know how much is going on rent, how much is going on groceries, travel, bills, whatever it is. Have a particular budget for the things you are spending each month. And also on this budget, it'll be great to have your income so you know your outgoings and your coming ins. So in order for you to be good with your money, it's best to have a written plan, a written budget. And I love this because it keeps you accountable. You can reflect upon your budget. You can say, wow, did I make my budget this month or did I spend over? I don't want to do that again. So this budget keeps you accountable and it will help you to be good with your money because the wise people are those who know what's going on. If we have no plan, we fail to plan. So have that budget and keep yourself accountable towards it. Another tip in how to be good with your money is to get out of debt. Many times we cannot go into savings or we cannot even invest because we have so much debt in our name. I believe having debt as well does not allow us to have that freedom to really enjoy our money, because even there's a saying that says the borrower is a slave to a lender. So in order for us to be good with our money, we need to be making a strategic plan in getting out of the debts that we have. So tip number one, live on less than you make. Tip number two, have a plan, have a written budget. And tip number three, get out of debt. So now I'm going to share with you another tip, and this is a nice one in how you can be good with your money. So after you've done those three things that I've mentioned, living on less that you make, living on a plan, a written budget, getting out of debt, It is now time to save and invest. But the thing with this in saving and investing, and I'm going to be having a video explaining on this, so make sure you subscribe if you're really interested in this topic or want to learn about saving and investing. But now let's focus on this video. So in order for us to get to that stage where we can save and invest, and I believe it's very important to note that this step cannot be reached unless you have done the 3 things I've mentioned before: living on less than you make, having a written plan, a written budget, and getting out of debt. So tip number 4, which I said, is save and invest. So this is a tip in how to be good with your money. And the next tip I'm going to be sharing with you is to be generous. Being generous is funny because many people think if they're being generous, it means that they're never going to be good with their money. I'm not talking about here black tax, or I'm not talking about just literally giving all your income to one individual and that's how your money is going to grow. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people who give back to society, whether it be with their time or it could even be with some of their money, donating to a charity and things like that. Because it's been shown that those who are wealthy, those who are good with money, they are generous people. And I found this really interesting because I remember there was a book that someone referenced ages ago, and it looked at the top 10 rich people in the world. And the thing that they had in common was that all of them at least gave 10% of their salary to a great cause. So in order to be good with your money, you have to learn to be generous. The reason why I believe that generous people are good with their money is because when you are generous, when you give back to your society, when you give your time to others, you tend to be someone who is seen as attractive, not by looks, but I mean by character. And someone who is attractive is more likely to have more opportunities, is more likely to be able to network their way in society, and things tend to be more drawn to them because people see them as a kind-hearted person, and then things just go on from there. So in order to be good with your money, you have to be a generous person. So the last tip I'm going to leave with you today is to rewire your mind, to rewire your brain. I find the human brain so fascinating because I can see that we can change our thought habits and we can be able to learn and develop new skills. So imagine if for the last 10 years you've been really bad with your money and every month you spend £100 on, I don't know, a toothpick. Let's just say that you've been doing that for the last 10 years. It will take time for you to rewire your brain. And that could mean, every month before you get that urge to buy that toothpick for £100, you begin to play YouTube videos about personal finance. You begin to read books about how to, be wise with my money. You could now even start attending classes of how to be wise with your money. So now at this time, your mind is now focused on personal development, learning about personal finances. And what happens here is that even though you still have that memory of every month spending that £100 on a toothpick, your brain will be more likely now to think about how to be wise with money because that is what you're putting your attention on. So this is why I'm saying that this tip is so important in rewiring your brain, because as we rewire our brain, as we change our habits, we can be able to be good with our finances. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other tips of how to be good with your money, make sure you comment below, make sure you like, and also share this video with someone in whom you know it will benefit. So yes, see you in the next video. And if you've made it this far, make sure you subscribe because we are on this journey to financial education. And in the next video, we'll be talking about saving and investing. So I'll see you in that video and hope you have a lovely weekend, a lovely day, depending on when you're watching this. So this is Something Worth Seeing, where we help others help themselves. Bye.